¿Hiciste
Buenos días.
ya la lección?
Sí, ahí hice la lección con Mónica.
Ok, ¿está mejor?
Sí, se ve animada.
Sí, yo vi la de ayer. Me alegré mucho que pudieras hacer eso con ella. Y también noté que ahora hay más gente viendo, ¿no?
Pues porque ya tiene mucha
Qué
gente que la
terrible.
sigue.
Lo sé.
Ella
Ahora
tiene,
te tienes que peinar y vestir. para hacer la lección.
tengo
Ya
que
no puede tener el pelo del instante santo. Mira, avísale a Gary, bendito, que ayer no le dijiste un carajo.
yo le dije sí.
Pues me dijo que no había hablado contigo.
Yo le avisé. Mira,
Bueno,
le avisé a las 8:15. Adri and I are available to connect if you want.
yo hablé por la tarde con él y le dije que podíamos hacer otra sesión con él, pero me dijo que le daba pena que tuviéramos que hacer tantas sesiones y entonces dijo que iba a tratar de estar disponible para conectarse
Pero
temprano.
eso para mí, no si no estoy haciendo más nada, si tengo que
Pues sí,
hacer.
se lo traté de decir, pero tú sabes cómo es esto, mijo. Yo lo que estaba pensando es que con él podíamos leer el texto.
Por eso hacemos el texto con él en inglés, pues vamos a decirle,
Exacto.
y nosotros seguimos con el manual en español.
Claro, si el manual es una cosita que podemos hacer en 15 minutos, si no es mucho. Pero
Sí,
pues,
lo que podemos hacer es, sí, porque lo que pensé fue hacer
por
esa
ahora se nos
sección.
tiene totalmente libres de cualquier compromiso.
Exacto.
Y la tecnología está disponible, la disposición también.
Pues yo le hablo, entonces si no se conecta ahora, yo le hablo y le digo, mira, podemos conectar, no hay problema.
Porque él me dijo que él estaba despierto desde temprano, pero que no tenía, iba a tener los rolos puestos y la bata.
Míralo ahí.
Y yo le digo, no, pues como Astrid, que tiene eso le llamamos el pelo del instante presente. Good morning. Where are the rollers?
Well, too much work.
Mira, Gary, for me and for Adriana, it's no problem to connect later because I know it's very early for you, and we're connecting now because I'm getting up early to do the lessons with my friend Monica, who's in Spain. And Adriana prefers to connect in the morning, but it's no problem for us to connect later because we're not, for us, there's nothing, if I could dedicate my day to doing this, I'm super happy. Doesn't matter if I have to connect 2, 3, 4 times.
So I was
know.
wondering how, for me, it'd be great to maybe connect around 8 in the morning, which I think is 10 your time.
Sure.
If that works. Roughly, it doesn't have to be 8 on the dot, but that'll
Yeah.
give me a chance to sit for a little bit in the morning, and then I can get my house coat off and my rollers out and all that shit and be ready.
Yeah, that works for me too.
That works for me because since we kind of we started yesterday to do the manual in Spanish, it feels like to continue with that, and it's not very long, the manual, right. But like for Adriana said before you connected that we could connect then again with you later on, and then we could maybe start reading the text in English with you. Or we could do the manual in English, or we could do nothing.
It doesn't matter what we do. I think just for me, it'd be nice to be able to start around 8, and that would just,
Okay.
it would work for me, my schedule.
Yeah, we can do that. So go to sleep. See you later.
Okay. No,
Love
I'm
you.
up. I'm up.
So,
Yeah, I won't be able to go back to sleep. So if we can just do this now this morning, and then tomorrow we can.
All right, good. Sounds good to me.
so, ¿qué quieres hacer ahora? Do you want to read the text and then I can connect with Adriana later to do the manual?
No, the manual's fine with me.
Okay.
Do you want to do it in Spanish? And is that what you're saying? Then you'd rather do it in Spanish?
Sí.
We can do
That's-
the manual in English with you too. That's
We
okay.
can.
Whatever you guys want to do, it
Whatever.
doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Just
I
being in your
have to-
presence is enough.
I have to go get my book, my
Ay,
English one.
María, pero qué barbaridad.
Hey, cabrón.
So
It's
you-
2021. Come on. It's not like mi madre. It's ay, cabrón.
So,
Do you have the manual, actually, Gary?
Sí.
All right.
But it's only in English.
Well,
No,
we're
that's
doing
what
it
we're
in English, so can you read the first one?
I can.
So
Yes,
we're gonna, hacemos la introducción en inglés.
The
Sí,
manual.
dale.
Okay, that
Let's
feels
do
good.
the introduction to the manual, and you can read. So
In
Oh,
English.
you guys already read the introduction?
we did that yesterday.
But what we can do is like do it in English and then also do it in Spanish. Like I can do another video with Adriana, the Spanish part, and then when you come in, we can do the English part, and we can just have, we can do it in both languages.
Perfecto.
But then you have to read. Is that okay?
Yes. Oops, I got the book upside down.
Uh-oh. No book upside down.
Are you ready?
Sí.
Yes, we are.
Who are God's teachers?
No, introduction.
Oh, I thought you said you did that yesterday. I can read the introduction. You want me to do it in English from the beginning?
Yes, because I thought that then we can do the English. We can do the English version with you, and then we can do Adriana and I the Spanish version in another video.
I know you said that. Okay, so you want me to start with the introduction?
Yeah, because we did the introduction yesterday in Spanish, so we can do the introduction now in English with you.
Wow, this is confusing, but I'm going to do the introduction now.
Exactly. Just follow instructions. Introduction to the manual.
I'm trying. Okay, introduction to the manual for teachers.
Yes.
Today is the 2nd.
Yes.
Of January 2021, and I am with Adriana and Astrid, and my name is Gary.
And we're not going to curse. We're gonna be polite.
Yes.
Right.
This year we're keeping it clean.
Wow.
2021.
Well, we're gonna
I think
try.
I might just stop here and let you girls do it in Spanish.
Let's
And
say that
I'll
we're
catch
gonna
you next year.
We're keeping it clean this year.
All these rules. Okay.
I want you to feel like you're back at the monastery.
Oh,
Ay,
thanks.
Dios mío. Don't do that to him.
No kidding.
Ya tú ves, you dirty it up right now. So
Sorry.
much for cleaning
Are
it.
you two ready? You just go carrying on. I'm trying to read the introduction here.
All right.
Okay.
This is my job. Okay. The role of teaching and learning is actually reversed in the thinking of the world. The reversal is characteristic. It seems as if the teacher and the learner are separated, the teacher giving something to the learner rather than to himself. Further, the act of teaching is regarded as a special activity in which one engages only a relatively small portion of one's time. proportion. The course, on the other hand, emphasizes that to teach is to learn, so that teacher and learner are the same. It also emphasizes that the teaching is a constant process. It goes on every moment of the day and continues into sleeping thoughts as well. To teach is to demonstrate. There are only two thought systems, and you demonstrate that you believe one or the other is true all the time. From your demonstration, others learn, and so do you. The question is not whether you will teach, for in there is no choice. The purpose of the course might be said to provide you with the means of choosing what you want to teach on the basis of what you want to learn. You cannot give to someone else, but only to yourself. And this you learn through teaching. Teaching is but a call to witness, to attest to what you believe. It is a method of conversation. This is not done by words alone. Any situation must be to you a chance to teach others what you are and what they are to you. No more than that, but also nevertheless. The curriculum you set up is therefore determined exclusively by what you think you are and what you believe the relationship of others is to you. In the formal teaching situation, these questions may be totally unrelated to what you think you are teaching, yet it is impossible not to use the content of the situation on behalf of what you really teach and therefore really learn. To this, the verbal content of your teaching is quite irrelevant. It may coincide with it, or it may not. It is the teaching underlying what you say that teaches you. Teaching but reinforces what you believe about yourself. Its fundamental purpose is to diminish self-doubt. This does not mean that the self you are trying to protect is real, but it does mean that the self you think is real is what you teach. This is inevitable. There's no escape from it. How could it be otherwise? Everyone who follows the world's curriculum, and everyone here does follow it until he changes his mind, teaches solely to convince himself that he is what he is not. Herein is the purpose of the world. What else then would its curriculum be? Into this hopeless and closed learning situation, which teaches nothing but despair and death, God sends his teachers. And as they teach his lessons of joy and hope, their learning finally becomes complete. Except for God's teachers, there would be little hope of salvation, for the world of sin would seem forever real. The self-deceiving must deceive, for they must teach deception. And what else is hell? This is a manual for teachers of God. They're not perfect, or they would not be here. Yet it is their mission to become perfect here. And so they teach perfection over and over in many, many ways until they have learned it. And then they are seen no more, although their thoughts remain a source of strength and truth forever. Who are they? How are they chosen? What do they do? How can they work out their own salvation and the salvation of the world? This manual attempts to answer these questions. So do you want me to do you want the English version to be one day behind the Spanish version?
No, not necessarily. We can
Because
do
I
it the
could
same
just
day.
today read the first one by myself and then just catch up with you guys, and there'll be just that little tiny gap. Or we could do one
In the spirit of
as a separate
continue,
video. And then
see,
tomorrow. I'm
Gary,
just,
No, what I was thinking, I think maybe nosotras podríamos do the text in Spanish and do the manual only in English, and that's it.
también.
Sí,
And
yeah, we only gonna do, and then we're gonna read the text in Spanish.
Okay. Entonces, pues, Adriana and I are going to connect at around 8, and we're going to start reading the text in Spanish, and then we'll connect with Gary at around 10 to continue with the manual.
Yes.
Is that good?
Exactly.
Okay,
Starting tomorrow.
starting tomorrow.
And then when the manual's done, I'll just pick up the text wherever you guys are.
Yeah, we can do that. It doesn't matter. This is just an exercise to connect.
See.
The reading of the book is actually irrelevant.
See?
It's just an excuse to go further and to join that we're not doing really anything.
See, we're not
Just
like,
reminding ourselves of
Okay.
being quiet and relaxed and letting everything pass by without any judgment. So have you ever read the manual, Gary?
I read parts of it, but not the whole thing cover to cover.
All right. So yeah. What I was telling Gary yesterday is that doing the manual now it's very good because he's always confused with the teaching of the world, which is clearly what this introduction is trying to clarify.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, until the mind is clear, it will not be clear. It doesn't matter how clear it is in words. Until the moment that you're ready to hear it, then you will hear it everywhere. That's why the content of what you teach is irrelevant, and that's why you teach and learn simultaneously, because you always teaching yourself. And really what we want to be taught and what we want to teach ourselves is just to be trusting in the present moment.
Mm.
That's really all there is. We go through all these exercises and practices and workshops and things just to be able to be quiet in the present moment and joyous, and let our bodies be used then to be a helpful communication device with actually it's confused with talking, but it doesn't have anything to do with the actual words that are said. It's just the presence of trust that quietly tells everybody that is in your presence. And in your presence, I mean, not even physically, because this is so wide and expansive and big and enormous, magnificent, that only with you being in the present moment, happy and content, you're in connection with everybody and everything that ever existed. But it takes some time for us to get that magnitude of the purpose,
Mm.
because we cherish too much our individuality. And obviously, if you're accepting that you're in communication with everything all the time, the little self has nothing to hold on to. And this is very confusing for the ego because the ego will never get it. And then the ego will start saying, but how can I disappear and still be here? And what am I going to do? And how am I going to sustain? And, all this if. That's why ultimately all learning is all learning. Yes. And it's the undoing of all self-doubt, which is the same thing as know what you are. Know thyself. Conócete a ti mismo. What are you? O sea, that's the ultimate question, and it doesn't even have to be asked because it cannot be answered in the ego sense of receiving an answer.
mhm.
When you stop asking, then you know that you know, but that you know is that you don't know, which is so paradoxical that the ego gets all rambled up and then start doing things in order to avoid
Mm.
the consciousness of the I am. which is very fearful for the ego.
Hmm.
But it's okay. We've been doing this for a while. I mean, a while could mean billions of years, because it's the mind, it's not the individual. But for me, the experience is that we're getting to a sense of comfort with the present. That same comfort goes, diamet ay, Dios mío, diametralmente opuesta, diametrically
opposite.
opposite. I'm feeling more confident and more secure in the present moment, and my fears go down.
Sí.
And I'm preferring that confidence over the fear, because I have come to recognize at last that everything that is of the matter, material, time and space, is actually fear, nothing else. I'm not trying to divide fear into good fear, bad fear, worse fear, terrible fear. No. All is fear and all is nothing compared to the comfort that I can have in the present moment if I decide to trust that I am loved and cared for. And therefore, as the more I trust in that, the more I rely on that state to decide for God, for me, which is translated in the body doing whatever it does with love and care for the others.
Sí.
So then the symphony entonces then becomes us. And we obviously have no criteria to exclude anything from the us.
Mhm.
So therefore we come to the acceptance and the surrender. More easily that if we say, no, I have to surrender and I want to fight with the surrendering thing and I cannot surrender, but I want to surrender. No. I get a taste of the peace and the love and I try it and I like it and I try it and I like it and I like it. And then all of a sudden it becomes my first preference. And
Sí.
then all else becomes part of that life and that loving state.
It does get easier.
And it's totally doable if we recognize that we can only do it in the present moment. And then we just have to take care of the present moment and whoever is included in that present moment. And how the course says, and behind that are 1,000 more, and behind that, those 1,000 more, I have 1,000 more, and then everything is right here, right now.
Yeah.
Pues sí. Mm.
I did have one little thought that arose after our short chat yesterday with Adriana
Okay.
regarding Monica.
Okay.
I understand.
Me trajeron regalo de Navidad, de Año Nuevo. Los papás
¿Qué
de
te trajeron?
brutal.
Lechón.
Wow. Pernil con
Ella.
cuerito.
Pollo y arroz.
Wow, qué rico.
No, lechón. Pork.
Ah,
Pernil y ensalada de codito y arroz con gandules.
Diablo.
Tengo aquí
You're
como
gonna,
una semana. Qué
you're
rico.
gonna be,
Gracias. Dale las gracias a tu mami. como nena chiquita.
Simple pleasures.
You know, when you try to live a simple life, the most small things become like a party.
Claro.
And really a party, you know. Everybody and by everything. Sorry, Gary, for interrupting.
No, it's fine. So I had just finished reading the other day Renard's book, Jesus and the Buddha Knowing Each Other. There was a section in there that when I heard that your friend Monica's gone COVID, that almost as if Barton and Pursha anticipated this virus. They talk about a very simple treatment of oxygenating the body using hydrogen peroxide. And I don't know if you remember that, but it was using.
That was in the third book?
That was in the third book, yeah. Well, the fourth, if you count Disappearance of the Universe, but the last one, Jesus and the Buddha.
Okay, yeah, I remember they gave some advices for bodily treatment.
So using 35% food grade hydrogen peroxide and starting off with 3 drops 3 times a day. And so it's just a way to oxygenate the body and kill off any viruses and what have you. So it just arose yesterday and I thought I'd pass that along.
Yeah, I tried that once. I do have food grade, whatever here. What's it called?
Hydrogen peroxide.
Hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah.
I've only taken 1 dose of that, and it was
3 drops.
¿Qué pasó?
I thought I don't need to do this again. I can't remember specifically what happened, but I just remember that my body reacted strongly to that.
Yeah. Well, maybe for Monica, it's not for you. Maybe something for her that could help her move through this COVID quicker.
Well, maybe, now that you were talking about it, because I do remember I read that book, and then I looked up some information about that, and I that's what I got, the hydrogen peroxide, because of that recommendation, right? And I thought, well, we know what everything is here. We know it's all an illusion and it's just, magic.
Exactly. But he can go away without any treatment also.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at the same time, the Course says that we don't also have to.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, we don't like we're not negating that. Like if you feel like that's necessary, we still have fear. At least for me, there's still fear. So I'm not gonna be if I get a headache, I'm gonna take the Tylenol. If I have, like Ken says, if you have appendicitis, you're gonna go to the hospital, and you're not gonna sit here and say the body's not real. The body's not real.
Sure.
You're gonna be practical about it, right? Because you still believe in the body, and the question is, with who are you gonna be taking the medicine? With who are you going to go to the hospital? Are you going to go in fear and hysterical with the ego, like everything, or are you going to go with the Holy Spirit and be at peace and joy and knowing that that
it was just something that came up, I thought, for Monica. So if it made sense for her, great.
I mean, she definitely knows a lot about, like, all of those, remedies and all of that. So, and she would definitely appreciate that. I'm sure she already knows about it, but I will let her know. I'll send her a message and say that my friend Gary recommends hydrogen peroxide.
No, I don't recommend. I just said I read it in a book and it came up, and I'm just passing it on.
Well, if you had the
Gary Renard.
Gary Renard.
Yeah, Gary Renard. There you go.
There you go. But this is an example. Like, if you have like some kind of inspiration or impulse like that, what's behind it is just love, and
I don't even know the girl except for the
You
fact
don't
that we're
have
all
to
one
know.
mind.
Yeah, you don't have. She's a reflection of ourselves. So, yeah, I'll pass it on. But now that you said it, at the same time, I was like, if this is coming up and I have the hydrogen peroxide there, maybe I'll try it again. And I'll let you know how it goes.
Dale, do that. Do that so you can tell us. You do it for me. I'm gonna eat
I'll-
the cuerito. So
You're gonna eat
I will fight the COVID with poor skin.
So you did 3 drops and you
you
had a pretty violent,
get what
pretty
is given.
notable.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. I just did
But-
13 drops this morning.
What? Oh, you've been doing it.
Yeah.
Are you in the schedule going up or are you going down? Going up?
Yeah, I just, I had the peroxide in the house and I thought, well, what the heck, give it a
Yeah,
go. I got
13, like initially, bam, off the bat, 13?
No. I worked my way up.
Oh, okay.
Started at 3.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, 13 is not a magical number here, so.
Maybe
I just
I'll
put
just
3
start
and
with
move up.
one. I'll just start with one drop then and see how it goes.
See?
Who knows?
So what it's supposed to do to make the body
It's
immune?
it oxygenates the body. So hydrogen peroxide has an extra molecule of oxygen in it. And so viruses and bacteria cannot survive in an over oxygenated. Yeah. So it just kills that shit off.
Okay. All right.
But people have different
Well, you
reactions.
try it for me.
Okay.
Exactly.
No, ya Gary lo
You
está
try it
haciendo.
for me. I'll keep the. Yeah, I'll keep the other beers and the cigarettes and the pork, the regimen. And if I need some oxygen, then you let me know. But
Yeah,
that
no.
it has to be a different kind of
Peroxide.
oxygen, pero
Hydrogen peroxide has to be. It has to be at 35%
okay.
food grade.
You never know with anything. Okay.
Si no te metas la que venden en la
look-
farmacia, ¿oíste?
Exacto.
No te metas la que venden en la
Well,
farmacia.
anything, but I'm at a point that I will welcome relinquishing the body. Really, I know that for sure. So I'm just only here to be useful, but I know that what is waiting for me, it's all that I want. And I know that for sure. It's I do not want to wait a second. So I was meditating this morning and the thought was, well, if I am in heaven already, I'm gonna experience heaven here. Because I am entitled to experience heaven here.
Sí.
Pero the book says it, why wait for heaven?
See, we just delay the inevitable.
Exactly. And it's joyous and it's cool. It's what we all been searching for here all our lives and not getting shit. Dije la palabra.
Ya, se cagó esto, ya, se
We
jodió.
saw it the whole year now.
I thought we were going to just curse our way through 21.
Well,
What
it's,
happened?
yeah, I think
It's easier.
Well,
It's more
yeah,
natural.
it's more natural. Yeah, that's a word. More natural. Yeah, we don't have to.
Plus, I'm learning
To have
more. I'm learning more words from you too. I've lived a very quiet, sheltered life, so I'm learning more.
So
Lovely.
Gary,
I'm
how many ounces of water for like each drop?
It's for each drop, each dose, whatever your dose is like 6 to 8 ounces of distilled water. They say.
Ah, carajo, I don't have distilled water.
I know, it's a pain in the ass.
You can't put it just
to
in
boil it,
regular
and that's
juice
it?
or anything?
Well, no, you can't do juice. They want you. Supposedly, it's got to be in. I don't. Haven't read the book. I got online and I found. If you want, I can send you a link that I
I have a
found.
book. I
Oh,
have a
you
book
did?
somewhere. Yeah, I have a book
Yeah.
somewhere
Okay.
about that. I just have to, I don't know where it's at. I just thought, well, but I thought, because I thought was like, oh, I can do that now. But I was thinking, well, maybe I need distilled water. And I decided, I was like, yeah, that's all right. I can go get it.
Let's see. Yeah, supposedly it's like 3 up to 25 drops. Supposedly, but there's an apparent comfortable limit where people usually get.
Hmm.
And then it's back down. And then for maintenance, like during a pandemic, it would be 3 drops 3 times a day.
So, yeah, but I would start with 1 drop because I did the 3 drops and I thought I was going to die.
Well, you felt guilty at that time. Now you know you're
See?
innocent. So probably now
That
you
was like a couple of years ago. So, yeah.
exactly you were full of guilt and hate. So now you're
And
you're
now
more loving.
I'm not as
Well,
hateful.
maybe the peroxide will reduce the guilt and hate inside your body with each drop.
I am just a
An
walking
empty
sack of
vessel.
walking sack of guilt and hate.
A walking special relationship, como
Ah,
decía.
sí. See, a need machine.
A mead machine.
See, that's what I was feeling yesterday. Like I was looking at that. I'm like, wow, this is very heavy. Bien pesado, tú sabes. Like when it just coming
Claro.
into the consciousness deeper and deeper, how everything that governs my life has to do with the body and all of its needs.
Yeah, it's depressing and painful.
A lot of
It just
pain.
cover for futile little gimmicks that really don't satisfy you. Because even when you get it, as you are getting it, you know that it's not gonna last. So it's still in the highest point, it's still depressing. But we don't have to think like that anymore. We've been practicing for this moment for a long time, and we deserve it,
Mhm. Sí.
because we can describe the state, but we don't have to be in the state. There's a difference.
Exacto. Exacto.
And I feel that I can see it for what it is, but not experience it like that anymore, because my decision is to experience heaven and not wait for it.
Mhm.
And of course, everybody's welcome.
Mhm.
I have no problem to welcome everybody, and not to try to imprison that aspect of the relationship where you try to imprison people to to satisfy a perceived need that you don't really have. It's the most
Mhm.
painful of all, and you're not even aware of that's what you're doing, and then you become more aware, and as you become more and more aware, you're less willing to hold on to those states, because hola mi amor, ¿cómo está? You know how painful they are for everybody, and everybody is you.
Mhm.
So yeah, it becomes a prayer for the longest time. I remember like 2 or 3 years ago, I was in that constant prayer. I don't want to hold on nobody prisoner, nobody prisoner, nobody prisoner. And sure enough, everybody left. Everybody left. They haven't left. I know they're here in my mind, but physically, yeah, I had to be very, very honest and say, I want the peace of God, and I cannot be holding people around me I'm making them guilty because I am needy.
Ajá,
That has to stop.
sí.
And it took seemingly a long time, but you know, time doesn't matter. Just in a couple of years, everybody left and everybody's doing their own thing. And I'm happy for them and I don't feel alone. So yeah, there's a wisdom in saying you take charge of the Holy Spirit. And there's a freedom in that. There's a happiness in that. And there's joy in that.
Ujú.
Mm.
Sí,
And I mean, I didn't
definitivo.
push anybody out. I just was honest and then hope for the best for everybody and tell them that they were free, that I wasn't holding anybody. Yeah.
Muy bien.
Well, I have a nice pork here waiting for me. So if you don't have anything
Así
greater
que,
than pork, I think I'm done.
I've got nothing more
Venga.
important than pork for
no,
you.
yo no tengo nada más importante que el lechón.
Very
Tú
good.
vete a
I
comer
love you
lechón.
guys. Thank you.
Nos amo.
Thank you. I feel
Gracias.
very
Thank you.
hopeful for this year and
Sí,
for our devotion and our progress. I am very happy about this.
sí,
Say,
yo también. Tremendo.
love you both as well.
Los amo. Bye, buen día.
Bye.
Same.